What's up, everyone? I'm gonna make a video to explain kind of the myth busting video, kind of help explain something about the bikes on there. Night 24, you posted that all the bikes are the same because it's an arcade game, and you post there's no differences, it's just the classes are all equal. You're wrong. And this video is gonna sound opinionated to everyone, and I know it is, but after playing this game for 6 years since it's been out, since day one I've had it, have all the lap time records on the game, so I'm just gonna be blunt. I feel like what I'm about to tell you guys are the best setups and the best bikes in the game. I know that's gonna sound very, very opinionated, and a lot of people have different riding styles, but I'm just gonna give my honest opinion about the bikes in the game. Now, if you have different opinions, that's fine, you can have those. I'm just saying this is my opinion, the best bikes, and what I believe is going to get you the best times and the best, experience in the game when it comes to being faster and getting better. Now, Blaze 125, it's alright, probably second best bike in the game, or second best 125 in the game, I'll say, not best bike, sorry, but the 150, everyone says it's faster because it's a 150. Guys, all you're getting out of this is more top speed, which means you're going to bog more on acceleration. So 125s are going to beat you off the line, they're going to beat you out of corners, they're going to beat you if you case, they're going to beat you in shorter rhythm sections, they're going to beat you. The 150, all it's going to do is outrun all the 125s in a straightaway. It's the only thing you're getting out of this bike. It's not better. I'm just going to be blunt with you guys in this video. So, like I said, if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm just going to be very blunt and opinionated in this. But yeah, these 125s, to be honest with you guys, there's a reason I don't have them leveled up. None of these are worth riding. The Honda, the KTM, Kawi, Suzuki, the Blaze really isn't. The Takashi, they're not worth it. If you want to ride a 125, best one in the game, Yamaha. You run a FMF Power Core 2 exhaust, Enzo suspension, Sedona tires, stock brakes. Best 125 setup on the best 125 in the game. 250s. This is gonna be a quick video. Sorry, I'm kind of rushing through it all. But 250s. My favorite bike in the game is the Honda, and this is one of the classes everyone says can beat 450s. This is a very opinionated class because everyone says they can beat 450s. They say they're the same speed. Some say they're faster. There's a lot of opinions when it comes to the 250 class in this game. Now, the 250 Honda is my favorite bike in the game just because I like Hondas. I like the 250s. This thing's just fun to ride, and it kind of has a good riding style for me. But to be blunt with you guys, the Honda, it's not that good unless you ride like a sweeper. Like if you sweep every corner in most of your jumps, then yeah, it's good. The Kawi 250, if you ride wide, it's a good bike. It's a really good bike to stay consistent on. The Suzuki rides just like the RM450. You just ride it the same way, it's just got less power. The Yamaha, it's a good bike. It's a very good outside line riding bike, to be honest. But once again, being blunt and getting to the point with you all, KTM 250 is the only way to go. If you want to run the fastest laps possible, if you want to be at the top of the 250 game, get a KTM 250. Put on Yoshimura carbon, Sedona tires, factory connection suspension, stock brakes. There you go. Best 250 setup on the best 250. That is, without a doubt, the best times I've ever had. The records I have on 250s are all ran on this bike with the same exact setup on every track. Now, every bike does have their different setups. So if you do ride these other ones, there are different setups for them. I do have a video about that, so you can go check it out. But without a doubt, if you're going to ride a 250, I would not suggest anything else other than this one. If you were going to only ride one ever and buy one, this is the one to get, and this is the one to use. Now, getting to the 450s, this is where a lot of people get confused about the bikes because 450s are faster than 250s. I'll just be blunt with you guys. These 450s will outrun these 250s all day long. The 250s will not touch them. If you have people with the same riding skill, the 450s will outrun these and pull on them constantly throughout a race. You cannot beat a a 450 with a 250 with people that have the same exact skill as you. If you guys are both running at your best, you are not going to beat them if they're on a 450. And to be honest, 250s are only about 2 seconds slower. 125s are about 3 to 5 seconds slower than a 450. All the bikes are pretty close, but the 450s still do reign over top of all of them. And if you ride a 450 longer, just being honest with you guys, you're going to get faster. The more you ride a 450, the better you're going to get on a 250 and a 125. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but try it out. Ride a 450 if you really don't ride them that much. Ride it for about a week or two, and I promise your lap times will drop on every bike. Now, the Blaze, like I said in the myth busting video, that is a good 450. So is the Cowie. Cowie's very good. Suzuki, very good 450. Now, if you're wanting to buy one 450, if you're wanting to just have one to ride and not ride anything else, the hardest 450 to learn to ride in the game, but like I said, it's going to sound opinionated, but the best 450 in the game, Suzuki. Everyone says it's overpowered. Honestly, it is if you know how to ride it. I'll just be blunt with you guys. You can run the same lap times on a Suzuki you can on a Cowie and a Blaze. But if you have so much time and a lot of effort and just so much put into a Suzuki 450 on this game, and you sit and ride it and you learn how the bike handles, you learn how it goes through turns and handles in the air and how it scrubs, this bike will get you the best times in my experience. Now, I have records on the Suzuki, the Cowie, and the Blaze. I have records on all of them, but the Suzuki is my favorite 450 by far. It is the one I'm most consistent on. It's the one I have the most vehicle XP on. It's the most I have the most time spent on, the most wins on. This is probably the best bike in the game. I really think it is. And yeah, it's gonna make people feel like they're at a disadvantage who doesn't have it. You can do the same thing as most people can on a Suzuki, on a Cowie, to be honest with you guys. But at a certain level, a par is reached where people who are really good at 450s on the Suzuki are just like at a whole nother level, where it's just unbelievable what this bike can do once you get there. Now, one thing to throw out, just go ahead and just throw out of here, the Honda, the 350, the Yamaha. Never ride these 450s. If you ride these 450s, you are not going to get faster. You are never going to get a good lap time. You are just not going to have good laps whatsoever or good races. These bikes have dramatically slower speed, are majorly more heavy, especially the 350 when it comes to speed. And the Honda and Yamaha are just too heavy. They don't scrub well. They do not whip well. They do not have good handling. They do not turn. They will not take an inside on a line. They are very, very bad bikes in the 450 class on this game. They just do not keep up with the Blaze, Cowie, and Suzuki at all. There is no question. There is a huge difference. And I mean, the Cowie's good, like I said, the Blaze is, but man, the Suzuki, if you're going to ride just one 450, and if you can get your hands on it, the Suzuki's the way to go. So, Knight, this is kind of directed towards you. All the bikes are not the same, man. There's a huge difference in bikes. It is an arcade game, but you got to understand, in every racing game, no matter what kind of racing game it is, whether it's when it's a motorsports racing game, there are different vehicles that are better than others, even if they're in the same class and look like they have the same exact setups, speed, and everything. There is going to be a difference. It's just how gaming is. There's going to be a difference. So, just to clarify on you all, a lot of people's asked me this anyway. Best bikes in the game. If you could go out and pick your favorite bikes in the game, and you could say, I want to use this for the rest of the time I ever play this game. Suzuki 450, the KTM 250, and then you want to get the Yamaha 125. My opinion, those are going to give you the best results, the best lap times, the best finishes. Everything about these three bikes are probably the best in the game. Now, if you don't have any bikes, or honestly, if you're not good on the Suzuki, or if you don't feel comfortable on those bikes, you want to ride a good bike, ride the Blazes, the 450, 250, and 125. Those are probably the second best set of bikes in the game, or all the Blazes. They're really good bikes. It's a really great brand in the game. It's, I really don't know how to explain it. They're just really good, and they really do keep up with all the other brands, even though they're not a DLC. It's just the Blazes are really good. A lot of people ride Takashi's. I never really liked them, but I mean they are okay. I just feel like the Blazes are probably better though. But yeah, this was just kind of to clarify. I mean, there's not a huge difference in bikes when it comes to the Suzuki and Kawi and Blaze. You're not really at a disadvantage. No one really is at a disadvantage in this game. But when you really break it down into like world record lap times and really low lap times, and you're trying to save like milliseconds, these are the type of bikes that I feel like make the difference when you get to that kind of level. The Suzuki, the KTM, and the Yamaha, they're just on another level when it comes to trying to beat that fast lap. When it's trying to save that extra tenth of a second, it's just these bikes seem to have so much more power when they need it. And yeah, I mean, this is all my opinion. Like I said, it's very opinionated, but after 6 years of playing and all they've accomplished in it, these are the best 3 bikes that I've got the results out of, and it's what I would recommend to people. Are those 3 bikes. And yeah, I mean, if you guys have any other myth-busting things in this game you'd like me to go over and talk about, see if we can figure out, or just kind of discuss, and then leave a comment. I'll make a video about it. And Knight, like I said, this was kind of directed to your comments, but this is in no way dissing you or anything about your opinions. But I will say though, all the bikes in the game are not the same to their classes. Like the 450s, there's a huge difference between the Honda, Yamaha, KTM than the Kawi and Suzuki 450. There are major differences in those bikes. The 250s, there's a lot of differences in those bikes too. The KTM has a lot more power and it's a lot lighter. And yeah, just wanted you to know, man, this is nothing against you. It's just kind of correcting what you said about it, and just kind of letting everyone know that you're not at a disadvantage. But when you get to a certain level of times and riding on this game, there are certain small things on bikes and certain bikes that really help you kind of get to that extra level, and that's just kind of why I made this video. But yeah, if you guys have anything else you'd rather be talked about or discussed, or any other questions you have about the game, be sure to message me online or leave a comment on here. Just anything you guys like to see or talk about, and we'll get to it. But thank you guys for watching. Keeping a reminder as well, is just kind of like a extra information recap type of video to the myth busting. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this, and we'll see you guys in the next video.